Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's break down what infinite banking is, what the infinite cash flow management system is, and how that relates to your IVA account so you can co-invest and free you and your family by creating a family bank. Let's get into it. So what is infinite banking? Well, if you've ever heard a pitch for whole life insurance, one of the strong selling points is that you can borrow against the actual cash value of that life insurance policy. And if you ever need to pay for like an engagement ring, a child university's bill, or like a new car, you can borrow against the policy, the cash value in that policy. According to Nelson Nash, an individual who has enough money in whole life insurance can continually borrow from himself using the policy as collateral. Well, under this setup, you would theoretically never borrow from a bank again. Instead, you would borrow from yourself and pay yourself back over time. This is the concept of becoming your own bank, right? Well, the infinite part of infinite banking refers to the whole life insurance payout when you die. Since the whole life insurance policies always pay out, as long as the premiums are paid, a person can continue to borrow against their insurance policy throughout their life. Upon their death, the payout from the insurance policy can go up to the beneficiary and allow them to bank on themselves. So this would create something like a family bank where now your beneficiaries, typically your children, can set themselves up for the same thing. And now they can have infinite cash flow banking in their life, right? So practically speaking, what is needed to make infinite banking work? Well, in general, infinite banking works best when the person banking on themselves is extremely strong with cash flow. They already have cash flow in their life and they're able to pay the premium for that policy. So whole life insurance policies can cost several $100s per month. You know, it's like 5 to 15 times as expensive as term life insurance. But on top of that, building up cash value in the policies can take a few years. So a person has to be committed to infinite banking for it to work. One of the big things here is to try to super fund the cash value as much as you can without tripping up the IRS. And you can do that with trying to raise your MEC limits, that's modified endowment contracts. Your paid up additions. You can do a few different things to increase those limits so that you can keep putting cash in there and overfund that policy. But most life insurance policies invest in conservative investments such as corporate or government bonds. And right now these investments trail inflation, which means that the policyholders are usually losing cash value relative to inflation. In principle, the concept makes a lot of sense with life insurance, but there's a few things that you can do to protect your family so that you don't fall into that trap. And what you can do is you can use this same principle with an IVA account. With an IVA account, you're now banking on yourself, you're banking on your family because you have a collateral position in silver. And with that collateral position in silver, you're actually able to borrow leverage against your policy. So now you become the bank, right? So now, for example, if you had $1,000, $10,000 in an IVA account sitting in a silver position, you could leverage that up to 90% LTV, your loan to value. So that's, if it was 10,000, you could leverage 9,000 and put that towards something. And that something is something that will cash flow for you. We're looking at real estate and appreciative assets so that you can own a piece of that appreciative asset. Now, this is important because if you don't have the money to fund a life insurance policy that will guarantee a cash flow for you, what you can do is start by getting in the game with an IVA account. You can use an IVA account to syndicate wealth with other people. When we all squish our wealth together and acquire an asset that cash flows, now you have a cash flow coming back to you. It's paying you mailbox money every month, this residual cash flow on a toll-free road. It's tax-free. It's being remitted in silver to your IVA account. So now that you have a cash flow that's sustainable because you have a piece of real estate with the rest of the syndicators, you can afford life insurance. Not term, whole life insurance. You can structure your life insurance policy in a way where you can bank on yourself two ways. You can bank on yourself with your IVA account, syndicating wealth on a toll-free road so that you can acquire appreciative assets with other people. And you can also use your life insurance as an infinite banking, using infinite banking concepts over there to bank on yourself with a life insurance policy, overfunding it, using the cash value as a way to generate profit, income, revenue, however you want to classify it in the commercial jurisdiction, while you receive royalties in your IVA. So it's using the best of both worlds. Life insurance can be expensive for a lot of people. I mean, for me, I'm 27 years old. I'm a non-smoker, non-drinker. It costs me about $600 a month for $1 million in coverage for a whole life insurance policy. Now, that's just to keep the premium paid. If I'm going to take an extra overfund the cash value of that account, maybe put $700-800 a month, maybe $900, depending on my paid up additions and my MEC limits, whatever I'm allowed to actually put in there, that costs money. There's cash flow needed to sustain a policy like that. So maybe you can't do that. Maybe you're not able to do that. And that's one of those barriers to entry that a lot of people face when they're trying to free themselves financially. If you're not an accredited investor, you can't put your money in like real estate investment trusts or other vehicles that you have to be accredited to play in, where you have guaranteed returns on your money, right? And life insurance is one of those guaranteed places where you can park your money, but you have to be able to afford the premiums in order to play that game. So what we've done, another benefit to an IVA account is while you're syndicating wealth with other people, while you open an IVA account and you have 21 ounces of silver in there, that's what it costs to open the account to fund it. And instead of saving money in a regular commercial savings account like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, wherever you bank at, instead of just saving money there, why won't you save money in an IVA account? Because now, one, it's tax-free. Two, it's an appreciating asset. It's silver. It's real money. It's outside the jurisdiction of the IRS. When you co-invest with other people, it's outside the jurisdiction of the SEC, so really no regulation there. And now you have the ability for you and your family to squeeze wealth together with other people and allow you to now become a appreciative asset owner, someone who owns real estate, someone who actually has a piece of a commercial holding that is cash flowing and remitting you a royalty into your IVA account via silver. Once you have that cash flow built, now you can play these games. Now you have the ability to fund a whole life insurance policy with this extra money that's coming in. I'm not advocating for you to just go quit your job and 100% just do this and only this. Like, that's not realistic, and we understand that. It's a transition for everybody that's trying to become financially free. It's a transition that takes at least 3 to 5 years, and if you're not dedicated, it might take closer to 7 years to free yourself financially along these lines. But if you're dedicated to doing this and you want to take the baby steps and learn what's necessary to free yourself, I mean, we have nothing but time, guys. I'm going to be 30 soon, right? If you're 60, you've lived 2 lifetimes, you have 1 more lifetime ahead of you. I have 30, 60, 90, I have at least 2 lifetimes ahead of me. We have nothing but time. 5 to 7 years is not a long time to dedicate to your financial freedom, your financial success, and to free your family so that you can change the paradigm of the direction that your family's going on. You can instill in your children to create generational wealth for your family so that they learn how to syndicate wealth and acquire assets with other people so that we can create strong communities where we live. This is a movement that's happening not only in Arizona, California, Washington, D.C., Georgia, Nashville. We have Baltimore, Maryland. We have Texas. And that's just in the United States. We have people in the Philippines. We have people all over the world. And there's IVAs being opened everywhere as we speak. So it does not matter where you live. You're able to participate on these toll-free roads with IVA accounts and syndicate wealth, regardless of your economic status, of your skin color, of your race, of your creed, of your religion. We take everybody, and we just want to free you financially and create love within our communities. So on that note, guys, get with me on a one-on-one, and I'll show you how to open your IVA account, and I'll show you how to get to infinite cash flow banking. Let's bank on ourselves. I love you guys.